Hello, YouTubers. Hello. Okay, today I want to talk about intellectual self-defense and mental models. I'm thinking about making a series, but I just want to do a quick video, maybe not so quick, on mental models and a few books that I think you might be interested in. The aim and the purpose of this video is to empower you to have some tools to intellectually defend yourself against cults, against manipulators, narcissists, toxic people, and even to evaluate your own thinking and your own thoughts and feelings. It's always good to question those things, but the questioning has to come from your own volition. It cannot be forced. So, this is my genius pack. I have these packs of mind maps here. This is the pack 3, and this is pack 2. Yeah. So, pack 2. What is mental models? Have you ever heard of mental models? Okay. So, briefly, mental models is basically a way of thinking. And we've all got mental models. We get them from, usually by default, from our parents. We get them from our culture and society. And then if you've been raised in a religious institution, you get a lot of those. So we're going to talk about mental models that might be more useful to you than others today. A couple of the books that I'm going to be covering is Seeking Wisdom from Darwin to Munger, Investing, the Last Liberal Art, which is not just a book on investing, and Personal MBA, Master the Art of Business. Yes, it's a book about business, but the models in there, the mental models in there, are so broad that you can use them in other areas of your life as well. But I will say this, it's well worth your time to really get to understand that book. This one here, Personal MBA, Master the Art of Business by Josh Kaufman. Whether you're in business or whether you're an employee, just understanding these principles about business is going to make you that much more valuable to your employer. If you're working for someone, you're going to open the door to promotions and raises and a much more fulfilling job and career. And if you are a business owner, it is going to make you that much more valuable to your customers and clients. So, there's that. But let's go ahead and dig in. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Okay, what's the big deal about mental models? Well, everything is connected in nature. So when we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it is connected and hitched to everything else in the universe. Mental models enable you to have a heightened understanding. Having a lattice work of mental models, which, this is a lattice work. You see, it's connected. These different subjects and areas of knowledge are connected. There is a lattice work. So having these connections in your mind helps you to have insights as to the purpose and nature of life. It helps you to reduce chaos and confusion. And you can reduce this to a clarified set of fundamentals. Multiple factors shape almost every system there is. And having a variety of mental models from multiple disciplines and bodies of knowledge can help you to be fluent in that new body of knowledge or that new system that you're trying to understand. Basically, it's going to cut your learning curve. That's what it's going to do, dramatically at that. This is taken from Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman, and he quotes John T. Reed. Basically, you don't have to memorize a zillion things. The zillion things you thought you had to learn are just simply various combinations of core principles. You only need to ID the core principles in any field, in any subject, in any body of knowledge. And there's usually 3 to 12. Generally, there's 3 to 12. So that's what you're going to be looking for. 3 to 12 core principles in any new subject that you're approaching, or even an old subject that you are familiar with. You'd be surprised if you go at it from this direction, with this mindset, with this purpose, you will be surprised at the many, many new things that you might learn about a topic that you were very comfortable with, that you thought you knew so much about. This is a mind map taken from thinkmentalmodels.com. Thinkmentalmodels.com. Check it out if you have some time. The ebook that he's selling is for iPhone users and Apple product users, so unfortunately that left me out, but it didn't stop me from mind mapping his website. Okay. He talks about mental models, and Charles T. Munger, he is well known in that arena of mental models. He is vice chair, or I think he was vice chair of Berkshire and Hathaway, which is one of the largest global companies. They own just about every freaking corporation. Heinz, Kraft, it's just a huge, huge, huge company. Anyway, he's a billionaire master at investing, and he is a big proponent about mental models. They help you make better decisions. So learning these mental models is not just something that can help you improve your life and help you stay out of cults. And if you are a Jehovah's Witness or a Seventh-day Adventist or whatever, these mental models can help you still to become successful at anything you choose. They help you become more rational. And not only that, but the more connections you make, the more mental models you learn and take and absorb and work with, it helps you to tie together these things in such a way that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, which is what Charlie Munger calls a Lollapalooza effect. So you have the power of each mental model working, but the combination that you've created in your mind now has a second order larger effect. Yeah, of useful results. Identifying key ideas across all categories of knowledge helps you to gain a truly amazing advantage. So if you're a Jehovah's Witness or an ex-Jehovah's Witness or anyone who has missed out on going to school, who now is at a point in your life where you say, I wish I could have gone to the university and studied. I wish I could have gone to college. These mental models can help you to have a truly amazing advantage in life. Like I said, it's going to cut down your learning curve in anything that you try to learn. Lifelong learning, useful core concepts from major academic disciplines. These people that have these mental models and are using them, they're called polymaths. And polymaths have expertise that spans a significant number of different subject areas. And these draw from complex bodies of knowledge to solve specific problems. Basically, it's about having as many legs to stand on. You can make a decision having only a handful of mental models, or you can make a decision having 103 mental models, for example. A whole cornucopia of mental models to work from and make those decisions. So you have that much more resources, basically. Mental and intellectual resources. How's that? Okay. This is taken from Poor Charlie's Almanac. I don't have that physical book. It's on a PDF. But he basically says that life is just one damn relatedness after another. So you must have the models to see the relatedness, to see the patterns and effects from the relatedness. He talks about Ben Franklin having been self-taught, having an appetite for hard work and patience. The lattice work of mental models serves as a framework for gathering, processing, and acting on information. Know all the big ideas in the big disciplines. Use them routinely. All of them, not just a few. So this is where the power comes from, the empowerment. Borrow from and neatly stitch together analytical tools, methods, and formulas from multiple disciplines. You see where this is going? So, the next book here is Seeking Wisdom. Seeking Wisdom from Darwin to Munger by Peter Bevelin. And this book here, it has 4 parts. What influences our thinking, the psychology of misjudgments, the physics and mathematics of misjudgments, guidelines to better thinking. So, excellent book right here, Seeking Wisdom. And it has, I think, a really good foundation for mental models. If you are interested in getting started in learning about mental models, Seeking Wisdom is a good start. And so is Poor Charlie's Almanac. But I like the fact that it breaks down why we think and feel and do the things we do. It is our anatomy has a large part in it. It sets the limits for our behavior. And basically, in a nutshell, the theory of evolution states that we spent most of our time evolving in a hunter-gatherer environment. So certain genes were turned on and certain genes were turned off. Certain neural connections were shaped by these experiences. Now, in a hunter-gatherer environment, the useful connections that served us to survive and to be able to survive as a species and reproduce were those connections that helped us to stay safe. So, for example, let's say you and your tribe mate are out hunting. You're hunting for food, for buffalo or something, and you're out there and you hear something rattling in the bushes. Your tribe mate goes towards the bush. Out comes a bear and mauls him. You run away. You get away. So now evolution, the evolutionary process, those connections that served to help you survive are now that much stronger. And now they're going to be passed on to your offspring. So as a result, humans, every single human is wired physically in the brain to be super sensitive to fear and pain. Now, 99% of the human species has spent their existence in the hunter-gatherer environment. So if we took that into a 24-hour day, at 23 hours and 55 minutes is when we started the agricultural revolution. Agriculture. Yeah, in the last 5 minutes of that day. So our brains are wired for the hunter-gatherer environment, but we're no longer in that. If we want food, we don't have to hunt for it. We can just go to the grocery store down the street. We are no longer in the hunter-gatherer environment, but we become fearful and angry. Anger is just another form of fear, by the way. It's a compensation. Forget it. I don't know how to say that word right now. Anyway, the premise is this: evolution selected the connections that produce useful behavior for survival and reproduction. Okay, that's what part 1 says. So these things, impulses, we didn't have time to sit there and rationalize whether we should run. Because there was a bear in that freaking bush, and it's about to come get you. So, impulses, quick impulse decisions were preferred. But now, there are no bears in the bushes, hopefully. Okay? They're only coming from door to door, knocking on your door, trying to sell you stuff. But anyway, okay, evolution selected the connections. Okay, I've already said that. But we'll pass through these. I'll talk about these another time. But the key principles are already written down. These truly big ideas are already written down, and you can find them in literature of all things. And this is where this book comes in, Investing, The Last Liberal Art by Robert Hagstrom. Now, if you look at this, it's a book on investing, right? But you've got psychology, philosophy, biology, sociology, literature, physics. How does that work into investing? Don't let the title fool you, folks. This is a really good book that transcends just. It can be used in every area of your life. It is a new way to think. The basic truths embedded in a number of seemingly unrelated disciplines, including physics, biology, social sciences, psychology, philosophy, and literature. Fundamental concepts from each field. Now, why would you do that? No idea ever originated in a vacuum. These ideas build on countless earlier ideas. So no matter what body of knowledge, accounting, economics, finance, investing, they're all related. So this is a great book here. And once again, if you're interested in getting started with mental models, this is another one. Now, let's see what I have here. Oh, yeah. Each discipline entwines with and in the process strengthens every other. Key ideas that combine to produce a cohesive understanding. So, great book. Greatly recommend it. But you can find these key principles written down in all kinds of areas, including literature. Another thing is having faith in your intuition. So it's not just all left-brained logic and rationality. There's also a large portion of intuition. It helps you to make better decisions. By having a lattice work like this that spreads across the many disciplines, the truly big ideas carry most of the freight, learned only in essence. So once again, you don't have to know a zillion things. You don't. A small number of truly big ideas is the key here. And from there, you can have a discovery of combinations that trigger especially big forces that take over. And this is called the Lollapalooza effect. Charlie Munger calls this the Lollapalooza effect. So, I think, philosophy, mental models, all of this is basically, this is taken from Investing, The Last Liberal Art. Basically, there's a cash value of studying it. It's very real. It helps you to develop critical thinking skills, and it can open doors for an improved financial situation as well. So there's that. It can mean more money in your pocket. But it takes some time, you know. I just wanted to give you an introduction to this today. because I thought it would be something that would empower my viewers. I recommend that you get these 3 books. Support your local library. Once again, we've got The Personal MBA, Master the Art of Business by Josh Kaufman. It is a business book, but it is also a great book for anyone that wants to learn how to become a much more valuable employee, how to become a much more valuable business owner. So whether you're working for yourself or you're working for someone else, this is a really, really good book here. Investing, The Last Liberal Art by Robert Hagstrom. Obviously, if you are an investor, I would recommend this book. But also I recommend it to anyone just for the simple core fundamental principles discussed in here that can help you to make connections that create larger order effects that transcend into other areas, any areas, in all of the areas that you desire in your life. Personal relationships, career relationships, training for new skills, seeking wisdom. Want to make better decisions? Want to have some more intellectual resources to defend yourself? Check out Peter Bevelin's Seeking Wisdom, From Darwin to Munger. Okay, so that's it, everyone. I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to make another video, a follow-up video of this, talking a little bit more about mental models and sharing a couple more mind maps. Let me know if you like the mind maps, if you like the books, what you thought of the books, if you know of these books, if you've taken some time to take a look at them, then feel free to let me know some feedback, any new ideas, any new mental models that you might have. Let me know. I'm always on the lookout for new information to strengthen what I've already got. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.